Hey Taurus, it's Goddess Puff and welcome to your reading. All right, we're going to find out what's next. All right, we're going to do a 3-card spread today, something different. First card is going to be a fear to be discarded. Second card is going to be an action to be taken. And third card is going to be an attitude to embrace. So let's jump into it with an oracle card message for Taurus. What's next for Taurus? What is next for Taurus? I just smell peanut butter. I don't know if you're eating peanuts, walnuts. Now I'm tasting them. Ew. All right, we have fertility. Don't be making jokes in the comments. I already know. Fertility. All right. It said that's a fear to be discarded. So you're wondering if you could be worried about your fertility when it comes to your body, or you could be worried more so about the footing you have on something. Is the ground fertile for whatever you're creating? Or if you are as creative as you think you are. That's a fear to be discarded. This is the Empress card, by the way. A very creative 3 here. Yeah, it's all about creation. So if you feel like you can't create something, you can. So that's a fear to be discarded. All right, 7, patience and planning. You just have to take patience or you just have to have patience and plan. So you do have the skills, you do have the creativity, you do have everything necessary to make something happen. It just takes patience and planning here, and that is an action to be taken. Second card is an action to be taken. That's patience and planning. You just have to be patient and plan. All right, and then shadow 18. And that is an attitude to embrace your shadow side. A lot of our creativity comes from our shadow side. People think that we just need the light. No, we need both to balance us out. And the shadow is really there to protect us. Our shadow side lets us know, like when we're ignoring ourselves, when we're too much in our light and we're out there trying to only focus on the positives and trying to people please, and just, it gets to a point of toxicity where we're trying to make other people so happy that it's at a detriment to ourselves. And I feel like that's when we go too much into the light. And then when we do that, our shadow side takes over, and that's what people call snapping. And that's when people snap and they start living how they want to live. Like all of a sudden this person changed and they just started acting reckless, talking reckless, just doing all this and that. That's because that person was forcing themselves to be in their light too much. So I don't think Taurus have a problem with going in their shadow side. I never met a Taurus that didn't put someone in their place or say what was on their mind. Okay. Overall energy is 5, wisdom. So if you are a Taurus placement and you haven't been yourself, that's about to change. I feel like it says it's an attitude to embrace. So don't put yourself down for being in your shadow. And I don't mean being all the way in your shadow, being toxic or abusive or anything like that. Absolutely not. I mean, being in your shadow, like speaking your mind, standing up for yourself, doing the things that you naturally want to do without harming others or yourself. Putting somebody in their place of telling somebody no, or if someone asks you for your opinion and you tell them straight up like it is, that's not being a bad person. They ask. I ain't telling you to go curse somebody out. I hope I'm explaining this correctly. I'm not telling you to go hurt somebody's feelings, but I am telling you to be your authentic self. And that's an attitude to embrace. So if someone told you was toxic for being yourself, that's a them problem. And I don't mean being abusive or mean or bully or anything like that. I mean, like, if somebody don't like what you said and you was being honest, then you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Let's get into the tarot for Taurus. Because some people see boundaries as you being toxic because you're not letting them just do or say whatever. And that's just them. It's not like you're forcing it on that person. They can leave. They can leave. The Magician, Gemini and Virgo energy. That's a fear to be discarded. Yes, that you're not talented enough. The Magician is literally manifestation and creativity. Thinking that you're not talented enough. And the Empress with fertility is creation, creativity, skill. All right, we have a 6 of Wands with patience and planning here. Focus. That's an action to be taken. Making something public as well. with the patience and planning, of course, after you've planned and you've done your, your thing behind the scene, make it public. Don't be afraid to go public with something. That's an action to be taken. It's to plan. Just know that if you take your time and plan something, it will be successful. With the 6 of Wands here. 3 of Cups, an attitude to embrace. Reunite with your shadow side. All right. If you've been pushing it away. Now, I'm not saying if you had any addictions or any toxic traits to go back and embrace those traits or anything like that. But I feel like sometimes when we recognize toxic traits within ourselves, we push those away completely, or we just want to get completely rid of all our toxic traits. And it's like, okay, but replace them with something, like say, for instance, if you drink a lot, and it's a reason for that. Sometimes we're repressing something. So replace it with something healthy, like, I don't know, get therapy, exercise, or try like to drink tea. I know I used to drink a lot. And so now I drink like tea and sodas and stuff like that. Just find an alternative, or, painting or writing or whatever it is you want to do. All right. And say, for instance, if it's not that serious and it's more so, maybe you used to like to gossip a lot and now you feel like it's not healthy, or like you like to entertain drama, but you don't want drama in your life. Watch some reality shows. There's a lot of drama you can watch. A lot of drama, because I'm trying to give advice so that people don't feel like shit. Overall energy is the world. Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, because you shouldn't feel that way. We all like drama a little bit. Not to say that we like to go cause it or start it, but reality TV shows wouldn't be a thing if people didn't like drama. We don't want it in our own lives, though. So go watch a drama or something, Or, I mean, you can watch a drama, but, watch a reality TV show. I feel like an attitude to embrace is welcoming your shadow and your light, just like they're holding each other here together. And shadows really help when it comes to creativity. That's what a lot of artists use when they make songs. All right, let's clarify. And shadow is not always negative. A shadow side is you, like, say, for instance, someone's trying to, like, come for you and you defend yourself. Your shadow is the one that defends yourself. Your shadow is the one that gets angry when someone's, like, disrespecting you or threatening you or just doing things to infringe on your boundaries. Your shadow is the side that gets angry or upset and puts that person in check. Your shadow is there to protect you. And when we repress it too much, sometimes we wild out and do things we really shouldn't. We can go into extremes. Clarifying the Magician is the Empress, and it's right underneath fertility. I wish you could, I want to turn the camera down. I want y'all to be able to see the table and me. It's so annoying. Like, I'll figure it out. Clarifying the Magician is the 10 of Pentacles. So it's like, we got fertility here, we got the Magician here, and the Empress and the 10 of Pentacles here. So that is a fear to be discarded. Come on, Taurus. You and Libra share the Empress. Y'all are literally the Empress. Then you have the Magician. Then you have the 10 of Pentacles. And you have fertility, which is also the Empress. So you basically have the Empress here twice. You are extremely creative. Okay, extremely talented. For the Taurus placements that I'm talking to right now, extremely gifted, talented. You can make anything grow. And you can make anything turn into a business that has longevity with the freaking 10 of Pentacles, but you doubt yourself. Why? Okay. Clarifying the 6 of Wands is the King of Pentacles. And that's an action to be taken. Post it after you're done, putting your finishing touch. It does not have to be perfect. But after you've, sat and you worked on something, you've gotten it patented, or you're just ready to show the world, post it. Of course, patience and planning before you go public, but eventually you have to go public with it. Of course, don't go out there and just start spilling your ideas online when you don't have nothing patented or protected, or you don't even have some type of ownership over it. Or don't go post no half-baked something. Of course, that's why I feel like you are meant to go public, but I feel like there's a pause until you are patient and you plan ahead first with the Two of Swords, and then go public with it. But you must go public. I don't know why I got a 6-month time frame. I know it's going to be different for everyone. Some people's projects take longer than others. So I'm getting a 3-week to 6-month period. Clarifying the Three of Cups is the Ace of Wands. And the Devil, like I said, it's going right under the shadow. An attitude to be embraced, especially with the Ace of Wands. When it comes to your creativity, you really need to embrace your shadow side. And I'm not telling you to go, I keep saying this because I don't want people to think this is a free pass to go be the most toxic person. But it's like, and don't go harming yourself or others. But I mean, like, take that anger or that emotion or whatever it is that puts you in that shadow side or that made you want to stay away from those toxic traits to begin with. Take the emotions and things behind that and put it into your work creatively. A lot of artists do it in their songs. A lot of artists in their paintings, in their poetry, in their writing, in their raps and singing. Taylor Swift is a great example. They all take their pain, or The Weeknd, or just any rapper or singer or whoever. They all take their pain and they put it, or their shadow, and they put it into their work. Whatever it is that you do, put it into that. I feel like that'll help you a lot. Overall energy is the Page of Cups, a pleasant surprise. Seeing that your shadow side isn't toxic and that you should not shame yourself for it. And this is for people also, this part is for people who feel like you're a terrible person for things that you've done in your past. It's like, I can't speak for you, of course, but if you are actively changing your behavior now and trying to be a better person, but you still feel the need to go, I don't know, drink or do the things that you used to do, don't feel like a terrible person for having those urges to still go do that. Instead, have more compassion for yourself, see where it's coming from, put it into whatever it is you're doing and find a healthy outlet instead of sitting there making yourself. When have you ever like shamed someone into being a better person? Like, yeah, sure, you can shame them, but if they have some type of like, I feel like I'm going on a tangent. You know what I mean? All right, let me pull your final card. You just can't stay in that space forever. Because how are you going to progress and change if you're still seeing yourself as the same person? No way that you can treat yourself any differently if you still see yourself as the same. Clearly you're not. It's impossible for us to stay the same. Boogeyman. And overall energy is celebration. So we have Michael Myers and Carrie. You are meant to be celebrating yourself at this time. 3 of Cups is here. So if you're celebrating any type of sobrieties, the first thing with the Devil here, I got sobriety. Celebrate yourself. Even if it's not from a drug or an addiction. The sobriety from, I don't know, a toxic relationship, being around toxic people, or just not doing that thing or thinking that way anymore. Celebrate the little wins or big wins. Celebrate all of that. Celebrate, I don't know, maybe you stopped doing something because of something traumatic and now you're finally back into that. Celebrate that. You should celebrate yourself. Because I feel like with Shadow and the Devil and 3 of Cups and the Ace of Wands, I feel like you're taking all the shadow side of perceived toxicity and you're putting it into something creative and you're celebrating yourself. And people, I feel like you should celebrate. All right, whatever you're doing is going to be successful. The fear to discard is thinking that you're not creative enough and talented enough. You are. All right. An action to be taken is patience and planning to make something work, but you must go public with it. I feel like everyone's at a different stage of this, but I feel like what gets you is going public with something. You're going to get recognition. All right. So go public with it. And an attitude to embrace is celebrating this, celebrating your creativity and where it comes from. People saying it's toxic. All right. Like people say that tarot is the devil. They say people like me are the devil and it's toxic. All right. I like horror movies. They probably say that that's horrible and toxic. But what have I done besides sit up here in a pink chair with a heart table and read off some colorful cards and try to uplift you? All right. Just try to have a different perspective, but whatever it is, celebrate. I'm going to leave it there. I send you peace, blessings, and love. Namaste.